Okay, so you want to go all fire on your defenders. All right. So we will go with. Well, let's just do this first. All right. So these are your 5 wardens you've got. All right. So what you want to look for are your skills. Whatever skill is going to be the most devastating, because usually your first attack is going to be your weakest attack from anybody. So that's where the revive card comes in. And the Alchemy card comes in because then they can't put a time stop on you. So you're going to have a couple options here. So we'll start with Freya. The auto heal, once it's ascended, this actually isn't too bad, but it's got to be ascended. This will cause a lot of problems, but if they get a real strong, powerful hit, it's pretty much pointless. Flatline, this is the revive one, because if they hit you after they've powered up all their skills and then you kill them and they have a revive card that brings them back to life, then this will basically empty their skill meters. Now, if they're using a relic for a revive, then they just bypass this. So this isn't always the best option to go with. Alchemy, this will prevent them from being able to put a delay on you. The only way this works, though, is if you're ascended. Otherwise, they're going to relentlessly be able to bypass it, because once they put Alchemy on, or once they time delay you once, then you can't drop Alchemy. Once you ascend a warden, then it's relentless. Regardless of whether you hit or not, it's going to constantly hit. Juggernaut. Honestly, I can't stand this card. I hate this card, honestly, but at the same time, it kind of has some bonuses to it. And dodge isn't the worst skill in the world, because it's hard for them to hit what's able to move half the time. So it's not completely worthless, but it's not one of my favorites. But this is not what I would put as a leader. And then you have Thorns. This is a lower level card. If you can max this card out to a 6-star and max him out to a level 70, and then get your hammers all up to at least 6 stars, this is what I would recommend for your leader. Because if you do drop anything, if they do not kill you on the first hit, which sometimes is very hard to do, and you do hit them and they revive, you're going to automatically drop Thorns on them. And every time they try to hit you for the next 3 turns, they're going to basically kill themselves. It's a complete and total pain in the ass thing to get rid of. Now, if they're running something along the lines of like Indasha or the Pumpkin Queen or the Furthering Force or the Baleful Bride, they'll be able to wipe it right off you, but they have to actually have that card in their inventory when they go to attack to be able to do that. So not very many people are going to use a light deck to take on a Fire Warden, and not many people are going to use a fire deck to take on a Fire Warden. So I think for the most part you're pretty much covered there. So I would put this one first. This one second. This one third. This one fourth. And this one fifth. And then the next step would be oh, crap. Yeah, get these all up to 6 stars. Once you get them up to 6 stars, this is the part that sucks. Get them up to Fire Moles. Once you get them up to Fire Moles, that's when shit starts getting real. Really gets hard to attack when you get these things up to Fire Moles. Don't know if you've looked at what it takes to do a Fire Mole. I don't think I have any 6-star malls in my inventory. They're all been changed. Well, you can see what it kind of will look like if I think you can get an idea of what it looks like. No, that's not going to give it to you. Oh, crap. I don't know if I have any hammers left. We'll see if I can get one up there. I'll need it eventually. Alright. So, to make a fire mole, you're going to have... I don't have enough. Those are the hardest things to come by right there. These right here. Best place to get these are gold legend bosses. They drop these things like there's no tomorrow. And then the next hardest thing to come by are these. 400 a piece in the dust store. But again, a pain in the butt. You're going to have fire malls though. This is the next thing that's a little rare. But the gold legend bosses will drop these too. And then you need to be collecting as many of these as you possibly can to make your fire malls. As you can see, I don't even have dark ones left. I can make one. So yeah, and then once you make your fire mall, then crap. That's when you come up here, and I can show you what it looks like off of a dark wall. The catalysts are exactly the same. The only thing that changes is what it's going to turn itself into. And then that's where this starts coming into play. As you see, to make this hammer, I need one more entropy core. You have to kill the legend bosses, and they drop cores are the rarest thing to drop. I do not need a Ryko core. I've already crafted this one. I do not need the Quizal, whatever his name is, core. I've already crafted that one. I need a Storm core. And then I need 6 entropy eyes and one more Surtur core. And then I can make the last one. But these are the malls that you really want to make, because each mall has its own special advantage. This one increases your defender's attack by 10%. This one increases or reduces their strong actually be your weak affinity gems from falling. It reduces how fast they'll fall. This one will do an armor. Will put 10% less damage you take. And all this stuff stacks. This one will allow you to heal for 5% of your hit points every turn on your defenders. And then this one automatically reduces recovery by 25% on your defenders. And it says this ability does not stack, but every time you go to every time you move on defenders, it just keeps dropping on you every time. So it's a pain in the butt. But this is what you need, is to get your fire malls and then start creating your fire cauldrons, and you'll be a force to be reckoned with. Alright.